Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. My name is Julia, and I am so happy that you are here with me. In this podcast, we are going to talk about a very important topic for English learners. The topic is Think Smart, Speak Fluent. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does that mean? Well, many English learners want to speak fluently, but they don't know that fluency actually starts in the mind. If you can think smart, you can speak fluent. That is why this topic is so important. In the next 20 minutes, I will share with you simple ideas, easy tips, and useful exercises that will help you think faster, reduce fear, and speak more fluently in English. My goal is to make everything clear and easy so that you can follow along without any difficulty. So, whether you are listening at home, walking outside, or maybe on your way to school or work, just relax and enjoy this time. This is your moment to learn, to grow, and to become more confident in English. Are you ready? Let's begin our journey into Think Smart, Speak Fluent. Now let's take a closer look at today's topic, Think Smart, Speak Fluent. What do these words really mean? First, let's talk about Think Smart. To think smart means to use your mind in a simple and effective way. It does not mean you need to be a genius. It simply means you learn to think clearly, quickly, and in a way that helps you in conversation. For example, when someone asks you a question in English, you do not need to search for a perfect, difficult sentence. Instead, you can give a simple, correct, and clear answer. That is smart thinking. Now, let's talk about speak fluent. To speak fluent means to speak smoothly, without stopping too much, and with confidence. Many people believe fluency means speaking fast or speaking with perfect grammar, but that is not true. Fluency means you can express your thoughts in a natural way without long pauses, and the listener can understand you easily. So, how are these two connected? Very simple. If you can think smart, you can speak fluent. When your mind learns how to choose simple words, when your brain trains to think in English, then your speech becomes faster and smoother. But if your mind is confused or afraid, your speech will also stop and break. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" If you think too much, you may freeze, and your answer will be slow. But if you think smart, you simply say, "I went to the park and read a book." That's it. Clear, simple, fluent. So remember, fluency begins in the mind. Think smart, and then your words will flow naturally. Now, let's talk about why thinking smart is so important if you want to speak fluent English. The truth is, speaking fluently does not start with your mouth. It starts with your mind. When your mind is clear, your words come out more easily. But if your mind is confused, your speech will also be broken and slow. Let me explain this with a simple idea. When you think smart, you do 3 important things. You choose simple words. Many learners want to use big, advanced words, but this often makes them slow because they spend too much time searching in their head. If you think smart, you use simple and clear words that you already know. For example, instead of saying, "I am extremely exhausted," you can simply say, "I am very tired." Both are correct, but the second is faster and easier. You stop translating from your native language. Many learners translate every word from their first language into English. This takes time and makes you pause a lot. Smart thinking means training your brain to think directly in English, even if the sentences are short. For example, instead of thinking in your language and then translating, just think, "I need water." Quick, simple, fluent. You reduce fear and hesitation. When your mind is trained to give simple answers, you don't feel stuck. You feel confident. And when you feel confident, you speak faster and smoother. So, thinking smart is like preparing the road, and speaking fluent is like driving on it. If the road is clear, the car can move smoothly. If the road is blocked, the car stops. In the same way, if your mind is clear, your words will flow. That's why we say, think smart first, and fluency will follow. Now that we understand why thinking smart helps us speak fluent, let's talk about the common problems English learners face. If you have these problems, don't worry, you are not alone. Almost every learner goes through them. Problem 1. Overthinking grammar. Many learners worry too much about grammar when speaking. They think, is this the right tense? Did I use the right verb? While you are busy thinking about grammar rules, your speech becomes slow. Fluency is not about perfect grammar, it's about clear communication. Problem 2. Fear of mistakes. This is one of the biggest problems. Learners feel afraid to make mistakes, so they stop speaking or they speak very little. But here's the truth. Mistakes are normal. Even native speakers make mistakes. The important thing is to keep speaking. Problem 3. Translating from native language. As I said before, many learners first think in their own language, then translate into English. This makes sentences slow and sometimes incorrect. For example, if you think in your language, your brain has to do extra work, and that slows down your fluency. Problem 4. Speaking too slowly or stopping too often. Sometimes learners start speaking, then pause too many times. This happens because they are searching for the right word or trying to build a perfect sentence in their head. These long pauses make them feel less confident. Problem 5. Lack of practice. Fluency is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it becomes weak. Many learners only read or write in English but rarely practice speaking. Without speaking practice, fluency cannot grow. So if you face any of these problems, overthinking grammar, fear of mistakes, translating, speaking slowly, or lack of practice, don't feel bad. These are very common, and the good news is, all of them can be fixed. Now the question is, how can you train your brain to think smart in English? This is very important, because if your brain learns to think smart, your speech will naturally become fluent. Let me share some simple ways you can train your brain every day. 1. Start thinking in English. This is the most powerful habit. Instead of thinking in your native language, try to think in English. For example, when you wake up, don't think, I need to brush my teeth in your language. Instead, say it in English in your mind, I need to brush my teeth. Do this with small daily thoughts. Step by step, your brain will get used to it. 2. Use short and simple sentences. Don't try to create long, complicated sentences in your head. That will slow you down. Think smart by keeping it short. For example, instead of saying, today I have many different tasks that I must complete before the evening comes, just say, I have many tasks today. Same meaning, but simple and fast. 3. Practice quick recall of common words. Smart thinking means your brain can find words quickly. To train this, make a list of 20 to 30 common words like eat, drink, go, happy, sad, school, work, and practice making short sentences with them every day. For example, I eat rice. I go to work. I feel happy. This trains your brain to bring words fast. 4. Learn to connect ideas, not words. Instead of translating word by word, try to think of the idea. For example, if you want to say that you are hungry, don't try to translate each word. Just connect the idea in English. I am hungry. That's all. When you focus on ideas, your brain becomes faster. 5. Use English in small moments. You don't need hours of practice. Even in 2 to 3 minutes, you can train your brain. For example, when cooking, think, I cut the onion. I fry the egg. Or when walking outside, think, the sky is blue. The road is busy. These little thoughts add up and make your brain smarter in English. So remember, training your brain to think smart is not about learning hundreds of grammar rules. It's about daily habits. thinking in English, using short sentences, practicing common words, focusing on ideas, and using English in small moments. If you do these things every day, slowly your brain will become faster, smarter, and more natural in English. Now that we know how to train the brain to think smart, let's talk about the second part, how to train yourself to speak fluent. Fluency is like a skill, and any skill can improve with the right practice. Let me share some simple ways. 1. Practice speaking every day. Fluency grows with daily practice, not just studying grammar or reading books. Even if you don't have a partner, you can still speak to yourself. For example, describe what you are doing. I am cooking rice. I am washing the dishes. Or talk about your day. Today I went to school. I met my friend. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. 2. Use the shadowing technique. This is a great way to train fluency. Listen to a short audio or video in English, then repeat exactly what you hear at the same time. Try to copy the speed, the tone, and the rhythm. For example, if you listen to a native speaker say, "How are you today?" Repeat right after them, "How are you today?" This trains your mouth and your brain to work together. 3. Record yourself speaking. This is a very powerful exercise. Take a topic, speak about it for 1 or 2 minutes, and record it on your phone. Then listen to your recording. You will notice your mistakes, pauses, and also your progress. Don't be shy, this is only for you, and it helps you improve quickly. 4. Focus on flow, not perfection. Many learners stop speaking because they want perfect grammar, but fluency is about flow, not perfection. It's okay if you make mistakes. For example, if you say, "He go to school yesterday" instead of, "He went to school yesterday," people will still understand you. So keep talking. The more you talk, the better you get. So remember, practice daily, use shadowing, record yourself, and focus on flow, not perfection. If you do these things regularly, your fluency will improve step by step. Now let me share with you a simple daily routine that you can follow. This routine takes only 15 to 20 minutes each day, but if you practice it regularly, you will see big results in your thinking and speaking. Step 1. Listen for 5 minutes. Choose a short audio, podcast, or video in English. Listen carefully and try to understand the main idea. This helps train your brain to hear English naturally. Step 2. Shadow for 5 minutes. Repeat what you hear from the audio. Copy the words, the tone, and the rhythm. This will improve your fluency and pronunciation. Step 3. Speak for 5 minutes. Pick a simple topic, like my day, my family, or my favorite food. Speak out loud for 5 minutes. Don't stop. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep talking. Step 4. Think in English during daily life. Even for 2 to 3 minutes, describe your actions in your mind in English. For example, I am walking, I am opening the door, I am drinking tea. If you do this small routine every day, listen, shadow, speak, and think in English, your brain will become smarter and your speech will become more fluent. All right, my friends, it's time for a quick practice exercise together. Don't just listen, speak with me. Remember, fluency comes from practice, not just listening. I will say a sentence, and I want you to repeat it after me. Ready? Let's go. Say after me. I can think smart. I can speak fluent. I don't need perfect grammar to be fluent. I can use simple words to express myself. Good. Now let's try answering some simple questions. I will ask you, then leave a pause for you to answer. Use short and simple sentences. Question 1. What is your favorite food? Pause 3 seconds. Good. Keep it simple. Question 2. What did you do yesterday? Pause 3 seconds. Nice. Remember, short answers are smart answers. Question 3. What do you want to do tomorrow? Pause 3 seconds. Excellent. See how easy that was? The more you practice speaking with short and clear answers, the smarter your brain becomes and the more fluent your speech becomes. Before we finish today's episode, I want to leave you with some closing thoughts and motivation. Remember this: fluency is not magic. It does not come in one day or one week. It comes step by step with daily practice. The good news is, you don't need to be perfect to be fluent. You only need to be clear, confident, and consistent. If you can train your mind to think smart, using simple words, short sentences, and direct ideas, your speech will naturally become more fluent. And if you practice speaking every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, your progress will be amazing. Don't let fear of mistakes stop you. Every mistake you make is a lesson. Every time you speak, you are training your fluency. So be brave, be confident, and keep going. I believe in you. If you keep practicing, one day you will look back and say, "Wow, I can speak English fluently now." And that day is not far away. So think smart, speak fluent, and never stop learning. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed learning about Think Smart, Speak Fluent, and got some useful tips to practice English every day. Remember, fluency comes step by step. Think smart, speak confidently, and practice regularly. You have the power to improve your English, and every small effort counts. I am so proud of you for taking this time to learn and grow. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and never give up. Until next time, this is Julia saying, think smart, speak fluent, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.